Except me, I did a ton of examination on it. And as per all the exploration, it was way more terrible than that. No, there have been a ton of obstructions tossed in the manner you realize there's a ton of what might you call it phantom movement. Or something I don't know, quite possibly of the most ridiculously upsetting issue in our present reality is illegal exploitation, and especially the dealing of kids I might want to work again. Yet that I'd never been a person who might offer his spirit to get cash and popularity wasn't it Mel Gibson's dumbfounding disclosures in a meeting about the clouded side of Hollywood have re-emerged web based following the arrival of the completely exhilarating film Sound of Opportunity. And he isn't going easy focusing on the enormous young men of the business, the elites of Hollywood, saying that they are on a mission to get him your put on rundown that is in conventional probation for a long time, based on the accompanying conditions and conditions. You are to perform 16 hours of local area. Gibson, an eager ally of the movie, has taken to virtual entertainment to urge everybody to encounter its effect anyway. Following the film's delivery, a meeting highlighting the entertainer communicating his shock at the real essence of Hollywood has caught the web's consideration. I think it is pushing ahead. I feel that light has certainly been displayed into the dim districts, and it's excruciating, yet it's something vital for change. The new film has had a turbulent introduction, with moviegoers sharing their supposed encounters of being constrained from their seats in theaters, going through uncommon disturbances. Sound of Opportunity depends on Tim Ballard's gallant endeavors to battle kid sex dealing. Overall, you realize I had an entire bundle of peculiar distrustful doubts about what on earth was going on in light of the fact that there was a ton of stuff I was unable to see. However, the meeting doesn't unequivocally connect with the subjects of Sound of Opportunity filmmaker and marginally hostile digital broadcast. Havilija Schaffer made fascinating associations between the two in a grasping tweet he shared on Sunday. He shouts stunning prior to expounding on the joined video. Mel Gibson. Sound of Opportunity is the genuine article cautioned about the ROMs of Hollywood. In 1998 anticipated how they turn on him suggests entertainers being genuine devils. He knows something extremely dim and needs to uncover it. The earnestness in his voice is cooling Schaffer's utilization of sections after Gibson's name in the tweet. Recommends some degree of contribution in the movie. By the entertainer has fundamentally advanced the film via online entertainment and isn't accepted to be straightforwardly participated in its creation. The video being referred to is an altered passage from a 1998 episode of Hollywood Discussions, including an arresting conversation between English film chief Mike Figgis and Mel Gibson. While the first program endured 24 minutes, the spellbinding 3 minutes and 10 seconds, shared on Twitter, have gathered a stunning 2.7 million perspectives in the meeting. Gibson begins by relating his underlying, unusual, jumpy doubts about Hollywood. When he previously showed up, he concedes thinking he was by and large excessively dubious, just to find later that a significant number of his feelings of dread were completely legitimate. The acknowledgement of his most dreaded fears being valid is clear all over, leaving watchers entranced. Besides, Gibson talks sincerely about his demands of selling out in Hollywood, utilizing a realistic similitude, including a blade going into his back, a depiction that reverberates with incalculable people in the business. The entertainer portrays a charming experience with a VIP whose cool presence made him uncomfortable as the individual strolled through a group towards him. At first muddled, who he alludes to, Gibson finishes up the story with an amazing disclosure. And I thought, goodness, Chris Walken is the Antichrist. The Twitter video closes with Gibson talking about the need of having cockroach versatility to get by in the unforgiving universe of Hollywood. Back in June, Mel Gibson was moving via virtual entertainment because of bits of gossip about him making a weighty docuseries revealing the extravagant worldwide kid sex dealing business sector. Driving reports Twitter page started far and wide revenue by sharing what it professed to let the cat out of the bag: the star's contribution in a 4-section docuseries researching the 34 billion bucks kid sex dealing business sector, including nations like Ukraine. This tweet collected north of 11 million perspectives and a huge number of preferences, remarks, and retweets. Another unmistakable figure, virtual entertainment powerhouse Matt Wallace, with 1 million Twitter devotees, repeated the opinion expressing now is the ideal time to uncover reality by regardless of Tim Ballard, the pioneer behind Enemy of Sex Dealing, Noble Cause Activity, Underground Railroad, our already alluding to Gibson's inclusion in his docuseries A Delegate for the acclaimed entertainer, solidly disproved all reports excusing them as mistaken. Even as the cases turned into a web sensation, columnist Catherine Brodsky scrutinized the credibility of driving reports data, featuring the absence of obtaining for their alleged making it known in a resulting tweet. She strongly got down on the spread of misleading data, representing how such unmerited reports can rapidly get momentum via virtual entertainment. Without legitimate confirmation, this man has had a vocation set apart, with extraordinary ups and stunning downs during the mid-2000s. Mel Gibson remained as a real celebrity and author, standing firm on a conspicuous footing at the zenith of his calling. His status was set by a great mix of elements. He not just radiated an enthralling appeal, procuring acknowledgement as Individuals magazine's hottest man alive in 1985. Yet he likewise used extensive impact inside media outlets, being named Forbes' most impressive superstar in 2004. The ability and devotion were additionally recognized with various honors, helps the 1995 legendary Braveheart, in which he featured and coordinated, brought him phenomenal achievement, winning 2 lofty foundation grants for Best Picture and Best Chief. Besides, his ability in the cinema world was irrefutable, with 10 of his movies, somewhere in the range of 1989 and 2002, netting in excess of 100 million bucks locally. In 2004, his executive work on The Enthusiasm of the Christ outperformed all assumptions, rounding up a bewildering 600 million bucks overall against an unobtrusive financial plan of 30 million bucks in that period. There was no tantamount figure in the flow-present celebrity age. Unmatched Gibson's degree of popularity and impact, one could imagine a situation where the present heartbreaker Chris Hemsworth took up coordinating and made comparative progress, or maybe Christopher Nolan participating in a flourishing activity star vocation, or even George Clooney showing more steady film industry ability. That is the way huge Mel Gibson's effect was in the diversion scene anyway. In 2006, a critical difficulty happened when Gibson was pulled over by a cop for smash driving, prompting a stunning emission of hostile to Semitic comments. The occurrence had serious repercussions on his public picture, especially in light of the fact that it wasn't whenever he first had been related, with showcases of bias preceding this. His movie, The Energy of the Christ, had ignited discussion in 2004 because of its depiction of Jews in a disagreeable way, drawing analysis from associations like the Counter-Maligning Association. As the media uncovered a disturbing history